to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Ladies and gentlemen, Prime Minister, His Excellency Mr. Mohammad Shahbaz Sharif will undertake an official visit to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia from 6th to 8th August 2026. This is starting today. He will be accompanied by a high-level delegation comprising the Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister, and the Chief of Army Staff and the Chief of Defense Forces, and other ministers. The DPM will join the delegation from Medina Munawwara, where he made a brief stopover after concluding his visit to Jordan for the Ministerial meeting on Palestine and Jerusalem. During the visit to Saudi Arabia, the Prime Minister will meet His Royal Highness Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdul Aziz Al Saud, the Crown Prince and the Prime Minister of Saudi Arabia. Discussion will focus on consolidating the Pakistan-Saudi Arabia bilateral relationships, as well as exchange of views on areas of regional and international developments of mutual interest. The visit marks Pakistan's long-standing partnership with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, anchored in decades of mutual trust, cooperation, and brotherhood. Although taking place against the backdrop of heightened tensions in the Gulf, the visit will carry immense significance beyond the immediate crisis and short-term considerations. It will further strengthen bilateral relations, deepen strategic cooperation, enhance coordination on regional and international issues of mutual interest, and also reinforce multilateral cooperation. Ladies and gentlemen, Pakistan remained engaged alongside brotherly countries in our sincere efforts to resolve the crisis in the Gulf and the Middle East, especially with respect to the standoff in the Strait of Hormuz. As a littoral state overlooking Strait of Hormuz and the Gulf, Oman has, let us add that Oman has consistently played a very constructive role in promoting regional peace and stability. Pakistan acknowledges and deeply appreciates Oman's valuable contribution in its steadfast efforts to foster de-escalation and peaceful coexistence. Pakistan will continue to actively pursue diplomatic engagements and support all sincere efforts aimed at achieving comprehensive, just, and lasting resolution to this conflict. And in the same vein, and in the context of our ongoing efforts, on the 30th July, the Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister held an important telephone conversation with the Foreign Minister of Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Prince Faisal bin Farhan. They exchanged views on regional developments, including the situation in the Red Sea, Bab al-Mandab, and as well as in Palestine. And on August 3rd, 2026, the Deputy Prime Minister, Foreign Minister held a telephone conversation with the Foreign Minister of the Islamic Republic of Iran, Sayyid Abbas Araghchi. The two leaders discussed regional and international developments, including deteriorating situation in the occupied Palestinian territories in East Jerusalem. The DPM also invited the Foreign Minister of Iran to visit Pakistan. Ladies and gentlemen, this week the Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister undertook an important visit to Jordan at the invitation of the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs of Jordan, Mr. Ayman Safadi. The DPM visited Jordan. Most of his activities were on the 5th of August to participate in the Ministerial meeting on Jerusalem. So this was the primary purpose. The meeting brought together Arab League member states and selected Islamic countries to coordinate a unified response to the deteriorating situation in the occupied Jerusalem. Pakistan's participation reaffirmed our steadfast support for the Palestinian people and its commitment to establishment of an independent, sovereign, contiguous state of Palestine as per pre-1967 borders, with Al-Quds al-Sharif as its capital. On the sidelines of the meeting, the Deputy Prime Minister, Foreign Minister held bilateral meetings with the Foreign Minister of Jordan, Turkey, Egypt, Algeria, Iraq, and Somalia. The foreign ministers of our four countries, our four, as you know, ladies and gentlemen, is a grouping of four countries comprising Pakistan, Turkey, Egypt, and Saudi Arabia. So these foreign ministers of these four countries met for the fifth time since the inception of this group. The meeting took place in Jordan on the 5th of August. The ministers reaffirmed their unwavering support for the inalienable right of the Palestinian people, including their right to self-determination and the establishment of an independent, sovereign Palestinian state. They stressed that a comprehensive and lasting resolution of Palestinian question remains essential for achieving durable peace and stability in the Middle East. The ministers also reviewed regional situation and underscored the importance of continued consultation, close coordination, and diplomacy to promote regional peace, security, stability, and de-escalation. Another important development, ladies and gentlemen, this week was the fourth round of Pakistan-US counterterrorism dialogue. This was convened in Washington, D.C. this week. And our ambassador Nabil Munir, the Special Secretary of UN, led our delegation. The dialogue underscored shared interest of the US-Pakistan sides on counterterrorism partnership and our determination of the two countries to confront terrorism. Delegates exchanged views on the current threat environment, explored avenues of enhanced collaboration, and discussed steps to further strengthen border security and disrupt terrorist facilitation networks across the region. The United States and Pakistan reaffirmed that their joint resolve to confront terrorist organizations that endanger the safety of their citizens and the stability of the region, specifically including ISIS Khorasan, Al-Qaeda, and Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, and Balochistan Liberation Army. Ladies and gentlemen, this week Pakistan and Pakistan and Australia held two important dialogues. One was the official talks. This is kind of a bilateral political consultations at the senior officials level. And the second was the Joint Trade Committee meeting in Canberra. This was on the 4th of August. The two sides reviewed the full spectrum of bilateral relations and discussed ways to enhance cooperation in political, economic, trade, security, and regional domains. Both countries reaffirmed their commitment to further strengthening their bilateral partnerships. And finally, we all commemorated Yom Istihsal, observed it marking the 5th anniversary of the Indian illegal and unilateral action of 5th August 2019 in the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Pakistan reaffirmed its unwavering support for the Kashmiri people's inalienable right to self-determination in accordance with the relevant UN Security Council resolutions. So with this, ladies and gentlemen, I conclude my opening remarks and open the floor for question answers.